And we are live Wednesday night with those guys. And Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Corey Mano was here earlier. Logan Carpenter is sitting there. Daryl Hickman. Angie just came in. How are you? I just got the alert in my phone and on the computer at the same time. Hey, the fly-by guys. How are you?
Good. How is everyone this evening? Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. How's everyone out there doing this evening? Well, I say this evening because it's already 5 o'clock here in New York, but
yes,
well, most of you guys are afternoon or in the morning. Some of you, wherever you are. But how you doing, Lawrence? How's it going with you?
I'm good. I today was a good day. Nobody stressed me out, pissed me off. You know why? You know why it was a good day? Because my wife went back to work on Mondays and Wednesdays. So today I got to get up, eat breakfast, go back to bed. I got up, played some Xbox, went to the supermarket, came back, ate lunch, went back to bed again. Dude, I was giddy with joy today. I'm serious. It's late in Helsinki.
Wow.
Okay. How are you, JSK? What's up? Aerial Landscapes, Recovery One Drones. How's everyone?
How's everyone this evening?
How are you guys? So anyway.
What I was thinking, right? Remember I said I want to do a giveaway for the 100 show.
Yeah.
$100.
Can you pull your mic closer?
Well, I keep moving away from it.
Oh, okay, because I almost have Tim Jackson. I almost have
is that
10.
I'm thinking that I want to do more than just one thing. And
Jackson,
I have a couple of things that I'd like to give away.
All right.
Well, what I have here is this this little boom arm microphone thing here.
Okay,
like give this away to someone. Because a lot of guys are doing streams now, and some guy might want to start getting going and stuff like that. And I also had,
or if you get the adapter, you can get it to hold your beer can or bottle. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
and I got these headphones, but something. If I was also wanting, and that DJI FPV drone seems to be like the hottest thing going. No, I'm not giving away a DJI FPV drone. let's get that out of anybody's head before I go any further. There's no drone being given away. But what I wanted to give away like an accessory or something, for the FPV drone. If I could, I gotta speak with some people, see if I can get my hands on something.
Okay, now see, that would be hot. Now, if you're wondering what Herman's talking about, he's saying this is show number 97, and he's coming up on show 100. And on his 100th show, he'd like to have a giveaway, except he's giving away more than one thing, which I think is great. And he would like one of you guys out or gals out there to win it.
Yeah, like more than one person gets to win.
So just think about it. Between now and the 100th stream, he'll probably come up with a video or a way or with rules that you could enter to win either the boom mic, the goggles, or maybe something.
The headphones.
Right. If you can get your hands on it, right? You said.
I was thinking about not the goggles. I was thinking about getting something, some sort of an accessory.
No, someone said goggles. They did.
No. Let's get the goggles and the drone out your head. No controllers.
What's up, Night Train?
If DJI says to me, here, give this away on your show, I'll do that. But until then, that's a tough one for me. But I will have something.
Okay, that would be nice. As
long as you still remember how to do that little thing.
I wanted to give a little prop to Night Train because he went down to the Florida meetup.
Okay.
And I personally know how Night Train flies. I watch his videos and stuff, and from what it sounds like, he went down to Florida and did his thing. Because I was watching Johnny FPV, no, Johnny Drone. He was
Mhm.
on Rogers this morning. We were talking about how Night Train and one or two other FPV pilots were like flying through gazebos and doing all kind of stuff. And I know if Mike went down there, he took his good birds and did his thing.
All right. No, I heard a few people went down. I heard they had a
What's
real
up,
good
Bill?
meetup. No, seriously, I heard that was a real serious meetup.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
What are you talking about, Bill? DJI is going to make air units, but no cameras.
Uh,
Well, if that is true, um, I would hold on to that little tidbit of news and save it for
that
your live
true?
stream because I haven't personally heard anything about it myself. But
Mm-hmm.
if they are making just air units, that means that they are doing what the FPV world wants, and you'll be allowed to put your own camera on yourself.
Well,
If
that
it's
would be
just an air
nice.
unit and you can attach any camera to it, that makes that air unit a lot more versatile.
Right. That's why I said to you before that it's going when before this FPV drone came out, and I said to you before, I said this is going to be interesting where they're going to go with this drone. I don't know because you know they came out with that air unit to put for guys to make their own FPV drone, and then they came out with a system that doesn't even work off of that.
True.
So nothing was
But they're
interchangeable.
covering
They
all
just wanted,
aspects.
yeah, but they just wanted to grab up everything
Yeah, pretty much.
in every aspect of that market.
Oh, okay, the bill goes, but yes, the show is about rumors and such tonight. Well,
Rumors.
I don't know anything about the air, them just creating an air unit. So
Okay.
until I see something in the news or something like that, as long
Oh,
as the goggles are there, Cadex has an air unit. That's what I
okay.
understand. Night Train. Um, they use a Cadex camera for the air units, but Bill had mentioned something. I don't know if he was joking or trying to start a conversation on the
Hmm.
topic, but he had mentioned something about DJI is going to make air units but no cameras.
Okay.
So who knows? And
Yeah,
I
I
was
heard you.
thinking if they did do that, Night Train, then people would actually be able to put their own personal cameras on. Like
Hmm.
I discovered a new FPV camera called the T-Rex, and this thing has 1,500 TVLs, and it is very, very crispy. The video is
Okay.
very, very crispy. So I'm just wondering if it's true. We flew for 2 or 3 days down there. Night Train says.
Oh,
I want
great.
to see some footy, man. I want to see some footy from everybody. To be honest.
You just flew FPV night train?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm guessing he said he took all of his drones down there, so he he
Okay.
probably had more drones than luggage. Because if you drone FPV pilots do be carrying, like my bag holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drones on it and one inside,
All right.
coast to coast Nebula Pro. I've
All
heard
right.
of
Well,
that. Where did I hear that? That's another camera, isn't it? See the wonderful world of Google. Paste and hit, yeah, okay, there we go. The Nebula Cadex is a Nebula Pro. Okay, that's a $55 camera. Okay, and the Cadex Nebula Pro with the air unit is $150.
okay.
But that's from Bang You Good, which nobody orders from these days. They have it on Pyro Drone, or they just have the Nebula camera. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those of you who know about this Nebula camera, what is the connector at the end? Is it only designed to go with the air unit, or you could split the wires and do your own soldering? Because it looks like very, very thin cable. 120 frame. Nebula gets 120 frames per second. Wow.
What's up, Eddie?
720 minimum, 120 frames per second maximum. Let me correct
What's
it.
up, Eddie?
What's up, Eddie Nunez? How are you, man? But anyway, I'd like to see it's the chip shortage that's the issue. Well,
Well, you
Bill, I
know
don't
something.
really believe there's a chip shortage. There's just certain entities like people like DJI, they change vendors with the Phantom series, and back then they were changing vendors, and production of the V2, the Phantom 4 Pro V2 had halted. Everyone was like, "Oh, they discontinued the Phantom 4 Pro V2." No, they just changed vendors. Now that they have vendors, they're producing them, they're putting them out. Lots of footage of the people, not as much flying due to the high winds. But Dan got the best shot of the trip. Oh,
Did he?
drone worship got
Yeah,
the
I
best
heard he
shot
was
of the
there.
trip with the FPV crash in the water.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm not laughing at the crash in the water, but I heard somebody actually went down into the water. I don't know the gentleman's name. He went down into the
Crash?
water and pulled somebody's FPV bird,
Oh,
DJI FPV bird out of the water.
oh, Dan
And
did?
yeah, huh?
Okay. He pulled someone's drone out the water.
No, no, no. There was a gentleman there at the meetup who crashed into the water, and
Right.
someone immediately stripped down or did what they had to and went and rescued it.
Oh, okay. No,
Even
that's my
Caddick
person
says
said
it's a
that.
chip issue. Okay. Well, that's usually with cameras and electric anything electronics. If there's a shortage on chips, it
Mhm.
sometimes has to do with changing vendors, and maybe they
Well,
just I don't see. I find it hard for it to be a chip shortage when you have a factory printing out thousands upon thousands upon thousands, and
well,
then
honestly, I was checking out something today on that, and I know with the automobile industry and their problem with the processing issues and things like that, their problem is that when the pandemic hit, they actually thought that there would be a decline in sales.
yeah,
So when you make your orders and stuff like that for these processors and things like that,
mm-hmm.
just like if you remember what happened with the earlier shipment with the vaccines, when when they were made and you didn't purchase enough,
Hey, what's up,
they went
Tom?
somewhere else. Well, when you didn't purchase, when you didn't make a purchase order for these things, they didn't go someplace else, and that worked fine until people were having the issues of not wanting to travel on public transportation. You understand? More people started driving and instead of driving in public transportation.
Yeah, what's
So what
up, Tom?
happened? Actually, the sales of cars started to go up.
Okay.
Actually, we took a dealerless delivery last year of a new car, which was a pleasant experience. Didn't have to deal with the shucking and jiving from the dealers.
Mhm.
So
And
I
Night
think
Train
that's
is
the way
telling
I'm
me.
going to buy cars from now on that way.
So that's where part of their problem came in, the automobile industry on the
Hey,
short.
Michael Blade.
But in going through, and I saw something that I thought was kind of funny, and going through all of the tech news and reading and listening, checking out stuff. How the Verge, they have everything in there, and it was on the 22nd. Tinder, the dating app.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you can soon gift a ride from Lyft to your date to pick them up, bring them to meet you.
Oh, they got a deal with Tinder?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I
It
wonder
says
if
it actually
Delta
says
and Amex are going to
it
follow
actually
suit,
says book a ride without leaving the Tender app.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty scary, man.
Yeah. Yes.
Pretty
Yes, it
scary.
is.
It's like, where do we
Actually have the
where do we go
complete
with
date without even leaving your couch, right? I mean, oh, that's a
right?
different
Well,
app.
that's
I'm
what it
sorry.
is.
That's a different app. I'm sorry.
No, that's the right app, Tinder.
No. Sorry. Tinder and then Jerkmates, two different apps. Okay, just telling you now. Okay.
Hard to type with the phone, but Oh, Angie says she's on her phone. So it is hard to type on your phone because you can't put the at sign in the first two letters and that person's name comes up. You actually have to literally know how to
Oh yeah,
spell
I don't think
on your
that actually.
phone. But I
I looked
abbreviate.
up.
I'll go what's up at night train, what's up at recovery one. Because if you don't have it word for word, letter for letter, it's not going to put it highlighted anyway. I'm learning to use a lot of acronyms now. They seem to work for me, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm actually banned by my agency from creating acronyms. I got in trouble a couple of times with that. So. I had a special lighting utility truck,
Yeah.
and it was never supposed to be called by its acronym. But apparently, one of the dispatchers thought it would be funny to ask to roll the slut. Okay, so unfortunately, I happened to be standing next to the senior officer at the time, and of course, he asked me, "Was I the one who came up with that name?" I had to acknowledge it. Okay. I can't wear the hat the other way, Eddie, because of some advertising issues. Okay. So the hat's being worn this way. And these days, my hairline is moved north. So, I'm just trying to keep the head warm. That's all. But yeah, so I got in trouble for acronyms. And then he asked me if I had named any other trucks recently. And I told him I had to fess up and tell him I also had a tent installation truck.
okay.
The TID. So, a couple of the vehicles had to be reletted, we'll say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from the acronyms now wherever possible.
Okay, understandable. But this Tinder, I now from what I understand, that this Tinder app it's supposed to be a dating app, but you see all kinds of stuff in the news. The guy from Tinder took a girl on a date and no, that was eHarmony. Guy took a girl out on a date at eHarmony, and the cops rolled in on him and arrested him in a freaking restaurant right there during the date. And I'm like, wow,
You
this is
sure that wasn't Tinder?
Well, Tinder's what the
eHarmony.
one night stand app, and I think
Yes, yes.
eHarmony is the
Tinder,
lifelong relationship app.
Tinder,
Pretty much.
Tinder is
Some
that
I'm going to say
picture
for some people.
looking like Billy D. Williams, and then you get there and they look like Bozo the Clown, and we're
Well,
just
there's
gonna
a
meet.
whole. Isn't
We're
there a
just gonna
whole
meet and
MTV
have
show?
sex
What is
anyway.
that called? Catfish or something? Where
Yeah, catfishing. Catfishing. Yeah. Well,
like
whatever.
some of our meetups, man.
Oh, man, no, you guys are killing it.
Well, I'm not going to comment.
No, but yeah, that
keep
is
my
like
comment to
one of
myself.
those sites where a lot of people have used it just to hook up. I mean, that's the
I don't think it's for anything else but that. No, well,
Yeah.
now it's for ride share too, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I don't
What
know.
are you showing us? Your Tinder app
Who
on the screen there?
Oh,
It looked like Lawrence was swiping left or swiping right. I wasn't sure there for a minute.
oh no, definitely not.
Well, you know what, Tom? How's that FPV drone coming along?
It's coming along, man. I'm out here, in the Southwest, but I'm actually working.
Okay.
So it's usually unless Herman and Lawrence are having live streams, I'm usually available in the early afternoon. But your 5 o'clock is my 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But it's been extremely one issue we have out here is wind. There's not a lot to block it, so hasn't posed as much of a problem with my FPV as it normally causes me heartache with the camera drones. But still, 50-mile-an-hour sustained winds can cause you some heartache.
Yeah, true.
But getting some time in. The editing is this side. I'm having some, with the laptop and some low-powered equipment out here. I'm just having a little bit of difficulty.
Yeah, but it's just not the same on your laptop. I mean,
no. Even though I
desktop,
have a really nice laptop, but still, it's it can get pretty clunky. So, just collecting footage.
Good thing. Good thing.
Hopefully can get out this evening. I mean, the sunsets out here can be simply amazing with the mountains in the backdrop. So just hoping to maybe get out and grab a couple, even if I grab some still shots.
Someone just
I'd be happy
uploaded a
tonight.
video of the FPV drone going through the middle of 59th Street Bridge in acro mode through those metal beams in and out.
Eddie's going to do that?
No, he said
somebody just uploaded a video that showed that
with the DJI FPV bird. Eddie,
anybody we know, Eddie?
Hold on. The views and opinions heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight and or in the chat. We will not mention any names, but Eddie put a 1 if we all know him, a 0 if we don't.
Hey, Drone Shots, what's good, man?
What's up, Drone Shots?
Drone Shots.
And we sure nobody's visiting us from Philly right now? Okay.
Oh shit. Nah.
Hey, as long as they're not broadcasting their telemetry, they should be fine, right?
Well,
just
until it goes into effect.
With that FPV drone, Tom?
Yeah.
I was in my searching around and,
When you were in your shopping cart getting ready to press the order button? Was that?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm presuming again.
I was on the computer looking for some things. I came across an interview with this one drone pilot, beyond what's this guy's name here? Steinbeck. Beyond Steinbeck. And he has that DJI FPV drone, and he shot something that I thought was so nice. So nice.
You're talking about the
volcano.
Yes. Here we go. Look at this.
You better have. Well, I don't even think DJI Care refresh counts in this regard, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Something. The bird was saying, "Oh my God, oh my God." Now I will pause it just here. You see these little dots, these little micro dots around the mice,
look at it.
Around the mouse there. Herman and I have come to the conclusion that bird came down a little toasty.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Here's the scene right here. He flies through it. Now, did you notice the camera quit? The camera quit, right? But as Herman was saying, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Look at that splash. How close that was.
Ads. There you go.
I gotta go back and I have to go back and set it up. But
first off, I love the footage.
Two of those videos, Lars.
Love the footage.
Yeah.
Kudos.
I have to show it again.
Look at this.
Could you post his GoFundMe site for a replacement drone?
I just wish I could slow it down. I'm not going to stop it, but at the end, you do see it looked like he flew through the lava. And Herman and I was saying, if a micro dot of that stuff touched it, would melt through the bird and
it would have came back
falling to the ground
about a foot.
And the story, I will put up his interview video. Okay. And he says he has more stuff. He has more footage right there. And they stopped the video right there. All I can say is,
look at that splash.
Yeah. That was impressive. Here's another one. But that one there, that particular one that we were just showing, I do know that he rose up in altitude really, really quick.
Yeah. So also realize, look, the reason us photographers want as many megapixels as we can get, okay, is not that we're going to broadcast it in that resolution. It's that we have the ability to crop. And I believe very great job editing here. Spectacular video. But now, again, I think some of this might be cropped.
His interview is actually at this link here.
This is in Iceland, by the way.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is in Iceland, and
one of the most gorgeous places on this planet, and definitely should be a bucket list item.
Angie, that is a sacrifice to the drone gods, to the sky gods. But I'm going to tell you something. The story actually he says, I never expected it to come back. So I was telling Herman, if he went out expecting it not to come back, being that the DVR footage is so good, I'm sure he was streaming from what he saw in his goggles to a DVR device. Okay, because if you don't send something out not expecting it to come back. Hey, what's up, Paul Murray? There's a smug on the camera at the end.
Big Paul, what's good?
There is a smudge.
Big Paul Murray, what's good,
I
man?
don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know if you're talking about this one or, oh, you know what it is? It's not actually a smudge. It's actually the lighting, the glare from this light right here. See, smudge gone. I just used this one because this little desk lamp right here is quite disturbing. It's more like a yellow light. I prefer
You
white
have a
light over
smudge.
incandescent light. Incandescent light. Could it be zoomed in? Are you?
Yeah, they're all
Yes.
cropped in.
Yes,
Cropped in post.
Yes.
Cropped in post.
Yes. That
Absolutely.
I do that.
It's
get rid
what
of
you would
props.
do as a photographer.
In fact, this bird here, when I fly, even though the camera's up here, I still see these two nuts right here. So I crop in the picture to about there and they disappear completely. But you can, most guys flying FPV, it's suggested that you crop some of your stuff, but it depends on who's editing, to be honest. If you're that detailed and stuff like that.
Well, you definitely, look, like I said before, you can turn on distortion control in the DJI FPV drone, so that you don't have the prop blades in your shots.
Right.
Now you'll see the props in your goggles.
Yes.
In the video streaming to your goggles. But when you look at your
oh shoot,
when you video off of the aircraft, if you have this distortion control turned on, aircraft only, or it will not be in your video. It's cropped out already.
I just thought it was some.
And you're not really losing much there. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Once in a lifetime, that deserves a drone. What do they call it? Dromies instead of Emmys? Okay.
But it was funny because I was looking at this some other footage of them being out there when they were flying, and they had they were on the on the volcanic ash. I guess when it starts to get hard, they were actually cooking hot dogs on this thing.
Yeah, sure. If you've ever gone to Hawaii and
hot dog that tastes like sulfur, hey, classic.
Visited Mauna Kea, okay. If you've ever gone to Iceland, I mean, Iceland is a very, very volatile place, which makes for spectacular photography.
Well, they say
at night you have the northern lights, and
they say Iceland is on two different platelets.
Yeah, and the same thing as California. Yeah, same thing as California, just a lot more volatile. Okay. And if you look at the Hawaiian Islands were built on volcanoes. So,
Yeah, well,
remember Hawaii is in the ring of fire also.
They try to find a better pineapple than the one they produce in Hawaii, and they can't do it yet.
Yeah. Well, black sand beaches. Where do you think that comes from, right? That's volcanic ash. The soil is incredible.
Yeah.
So when you get to
Iceland and Hawaii,
a lot of that places that have those that volcanic ash in their soil, they grow a lot of healthy fruit and vegetables in those places.
Healthy is an understatement. The stuff grows incredibly large too. In that volcanic ash.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
No, I'm trying to catch up with the chat to see if I missed anything. It's usually good to have at least one person watching the chat. What's up, Corey Man? How are you, sir? I saw you were here early and I typed hello, but you must have stepped away really quick. So, Tom, when are you coming back to the East Coast?
End of April.
Oh, okay.
End of April. We gotta start making preparations because we're gonna have to go visit the pension board. So,
okay.
It's getting time.
Okay. It's getting close.
It's time for a lifestyle change.
All right.
Plus, I like it too much out here. So
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
For a lifestyle change.
And so
must be nice out there. Because I know every
Well,
time I've gone out there, I didn't want to come back.
yeah, it's usually the way, right? I mean, we live in a very quiet neighborhood
Here's the other
up in the
video that I
hills.
showed.
At you wake up in the morning and you're looking up at the mountains. There's snow on the peaks. Yesterday, we had a lot of clouds in the sky, which is unusual out here.
Mhm.
But you could see the clouds that were scraping along the ground, leaving snow behind at 6,000 feet and above. So, and meanwhile here where we are, it's 65 degrees.
True.
So, look, July and August, the killers. I won't, I won't sugarcoat it. 110 degrees. I don't care if it's a dry heat. Still freaking 110
still hot.
degrees.
It's still
Okay.
hot. I can imagine.
So, best T-shirt I ever saw was a skeleton on a chase lounge with a beer, and it said, "Don't."
Well,
It's okay. It's a dry heat. Okay.
I think I've seen something similar to that.
You know what, Lawrence? I've experienced both. And I will tell you, I don't care what Tom is saying, I'll take the dry heat.
Over the
Oh,
humidity.
I'll take the dry heat over
Over
New
the
York snow
humidity?
any day of the week.
No,
Any
over the
day.
humidity.
Well, oh yeah. I mean, come on. 98 degrees
And soup.
in Florida at 98%
Oh.
humidity.
Mhm.
Or New York City. New York
Yeah,
City is
same
good for
thing.
95 and 95, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
soup.
You wish for 100% humidity, so at least it's raining.
True.
Okay.
That's true. And
You
which,
go
which it
outside,
winds up
and it's
getting
like
hotter.
the sticky heat is like this on you when you go outside.
Well,
It's just that, and like that dry heat, like what Tom was saying.
yeah, but the dry heat also,
the heat is
believe
just
me,
like this.
you're sweating your ass off. It's just not reaching the surface. It's sizzling. Okay. So, but yeah, it's.
Well, they say the dry heat is good for me. People with respiratory issues.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The odds
It's
of
good
us
for your joints
Except,
too.
to the west
except-
coast are very slim.
you're getting into hay fever right now.
Hold on,
Right.
I have a phone call.
Uh-oh.
But the problem we have here is we got basically desert fever, because while we still have the pollens and all, it's the desert sand, man. That stuff
Right.
picks up and
It
it winds
blows
up everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the house, it's basically you're always dusting.
Yeah.
Okay?
It
No
blows
matter how
everywhere.
well these houses are sealed, no matter how many times they change out the filters, but quality of life is better. The roads are smoother. And
Sorry
coming
about
from a
that.
city that's claimed to be 24/7, Vegas actually is 24/7. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's wait for the summer heat. Hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I've been out here. I've been out here in that
He's
heat.
recovery
actually-
one. He's getting ready to move out there, man.
Yeah. No. We
You
already.
are- I've
we
been out
already have
there
a
112
house here.
degrees on the strip. And
Well,
then
I actually filmed in the
I'm not going
Mojave Desert.
outside of that here.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Michael
filmed in the
McReynolds.
Mojave Desert with a temperature of 122 degrees.
Ooh.
Okay. So, I had two 2-liter bottles of water in the car. And I had gotten back in the car and I got back on one of the access roads, the fire roads. And I saw a sign that there was a ranger station with water up ahead. And I said, you know what? I got to fill up my empty bottle because I only have one bottle left. But when I reached back, actually, I drank in both bottles and didn't even realize it. So, you have to stay hydrated. It's, the unusual thing is when you first come out here, you notice everybody walks around with a water bottle. It's like, what's up with that? But you realize quickly,
If you're not
gotta
from
hydrate.
there, you learn really quick to
Yeah.
carry one.
Yeah,
Or
I'll
you'll
tell
start.
you,
Hey, what's up, Ed?
in the bag, I always keep water, and we keep now the little packets of Pedialyte that we can add
Okay.
into the water for the electrolytes. But
That's good.
yeah, our plan is to RV across the Northwest during the summer months, chasing
you see-
75 degrees.
Herman, you see the last comment, Mr. JRC's? He says, Phantom, did I win the giveaway?
You
Which,
got
by the way, for
Phantom
those of
on
you
the
who are
left.
getting here late,
Okay.
Herman, this
So,
is Herman's 97th live stream.
No,
On his 100th live stream, he's going to give away a few things.
I already
Oh,
showed two of the things I'm planning to give away.
Did you have a talk with Lawrence? Because he didn't mention, that you're giving away different classes of product, not like the products he gave out,
Well, I'm giving away.
It was for
Yeah,
focus.
he did. He
Look,
did.
He had that talk with you?
This thing, yeah. And
Oh, there you go.
A little boom mic kit.
some headphones,
There you go. Look at that, man.
I was thinking about one other thing, something along the lines of DJI FPV accessory.
Not drone, not goggles.
Not controller, not goggles, not
I bet you can get more viewers. So, you splurge a little.
We're giving away a drone. You know what? I'll do that after I fly it for like 6 months and plan to give it away and lead up to it, and then I can give it away. I can send it.
Well, I'll tell you this: if I can get $1,600 in super chats right now, we're giving away a drone. No, that won't work. Oh, okay. Well, how about just $1?
No.
Okay. Join my Patreon site. Just $1 a month. I'm giving away six Maverick Pros. No.
No. I don't.
I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of cooking dinner.
I'm not a monetized channel yet. I'm not, and I don't have a Patreon account and stuff like that.
And you don't have a bottomless pocket, no?
That's right. Ed was down there too.
I heard that. All I have is my PayPal, and I put the link on the out section on the front section of the channel when you first log on to it on YouTube. I don't promote it like that. It's there if anybody feels free to to help
Just
out.
$1. Come on, we know somebody. Just $1.
So I don't make a
You
big
could win one of these 6 Maverick Pro 2s.
Yeah, all these guys got to see a DJI bird go into the water and be rescued down in Florida at the meetup. Well,
you need to recover that bird to use that DJI Care refresh, man.
Yes, someone did go into the water. Didn't that person have a winner already?
What happened?
They're pushing this giveaway. They're trying. They're trying. We have 3 more live streams. On the 100th live stream, he will give away some things.
Well, the 100. Let me clear that up. 100 Sunday night with those guys happened already.
Yeah.
Right.
The 100
Wednesday night
with those guys.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't clarify that. So in 3 more episodes.
It's like Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's football.
Sunday night has more episodes than Thursday night. So or Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football.
Hey, Corey Mano, I think that was, if I'm not mistaken, on when they were talking about it on the video, they said that was brackish water. So that's even worse. It was a mixture.
I thought it was in salt water.
It was a mixture of salt and fresh water.
Oh, okay.
Water.
Rinse it out and dry it.
Hey, Marcel, how are you?
Because if I'm not mistaken, I thought there was like a river outlet right there, so that's where the fresh water was coming from.
That's what I figured, Ed. Even though it's not a mixture,
it's not flyable though.
Hey, View Chaser, welcome.
If you had some distilled water, you could have really washed it out good with it and let it dry.
You need one of those giant bags of rice like the Liberty Mutual commercial.
You want to know what? I crashed into the snow with this bird,
a big giant bag of rice.
And I spent my trip walking home with a stick, digging the ice out and everything. So I got home and I said I should open it up and dry it out even more. I just took the top off, I towel dried it, and I hung it on the wall. And 5 days later, I came back. She was drier than ever.
Okay.
Yeah, so what my drone said, it was in the Indian River, but there's an inlet a couple of miles up
That hooks into the Atlantic. Okay.
Yeah. So it's still salty. Yeah, it's called brackish. That's brackish water. So yeah, no good could come from any of that stuff. So, and he went out there pretty far. It was submerged.
Someone said that they thought he was sending it across the ocean.
No, I think we're waiting for somebody to do that here across the East River, right?
It'll make it.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for them to go do nose hair inspections on Lady Liberty from Bush Terminal anytime now. Okay, with the FPV drone. You'll get there real quick. I just don't know that you get home.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's bold enough to try that one yet.
You got just enough time to get there, one loop around and come back.
So bold and intelligent are an exclusive of each other. Okay, so it's more
rinse
than likely
with distilled water, then
it.
rinse with strong alcohol, then distilled water again and let dry out.
Yeah, you got to let it dry out though, a long time. But you got to get that. That stuff will corrode any of the contacts in there. So.
Well, we found that out here in New York during Sandy. Everything that the ocean touched needed to be replaced. Everything because
the salt.
Yeah. Everything.
See, what a lot of people don't understand is that water is a horrible conductor of electricity. The reason why you get zapped is because of the impurities in the water.
Oh, it was about 25, 30 feet away. Okay.
He went in pretty far to get it.
Oh, wow. Well, impressive, because I can't swim. I would have just been standing there looking at where it hit the water.
Herman, this is the guy who went for marine biology, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I did want to be a marine biologist. Yes, and I can't swim with the lick.
You could have got that.
Yeah. Or it could have been extremely entertaining from a video aspect, okay?
I mean, from the shore?
Yeah,
Lawrence could have got that.
25, 30 feet's longer than you think, man. I'm going to tell that to you. Once you get into water.
Well, I'm used to the peninsula where I live, because usually 30 feet out from the shore on a peninsula on Beach 9th, Herman, that area 25 to 30 feet from the shore is a drop off because they dredged there.
Okay.
So that I would always be thinking about, and not being a swimmer as well.
My feet don't touch.
Rock away.
My feet don't touch. I'm not going in.
They weren't in rock away.
It was never over his head. They got gators
down there, bro.
Ed said the water was never over his head, so that's a cool thing. That's okay.
You didn't know that until you went into the water, Lawrence.
There's gators down there. Screw that shit.
Check this out. I would have looked around. I would have surveyed the area for gators before I even got there, first of all.
Well,
I'm not flying with his gators. You won't catch me.
You can become very disoriented very quickly in water. When I went through air crewman training for the helicopter, basically you sat in this mock-up of a fuselage, and they submerged it and then turned it over. Yeah. And you had to get out of your harness and escape through the hatch. And the thing is, what they taught you, and the first time it happened, you didn't listen to them because you knew better. But they taught you to hold on to something for a point of reference, like hold on to the window frame, hold on for the chair frame. So then when the thing flips over and you get your harness off, now you have a point of reference you're holding on to.
Okay.
To guide yourself out. But of course, that first time that it flips and you take the thing off, the next thing you know, you're stuck up under the floor, of the aircraft in a nook, and you can't figure out how to get your way out. It's just like when they train firefighters, for search and rescue type of work.
In that bucket seat that they just splash into the water.
No, well, that's on the helicopter stuff. But with firefighters, what you do is you put them in a mask and all, and the mask actually has a shroud over it, so you can't see through the mask.
Oh, wow.
And then we put them in, and you're supposed to feel your way around. There's a certain way you navigate around a smoke-filled room to find the victim. Okay. Always keeping a point of reference, right? Mm-hmm. But we don't do this in a room. We do this in a series of containers, tractor trailer containers.
Which make it like hallways and stuff.
And these guys will think it's the biggest place they've ever been in, and they get out and it's this little dumpster size thing that, you know, you can't imagine was as large as you made it out to be in your head.
Right, in your
So,
mind.
you know, so you get disoriented really quick. So if you go into water and something happens, you lose your footing or something like that, and you don't have good command over, you know, being able to swim, you're going to panic. And of course, when you panic, that's when bad things happen. So,
Well, the
we had
Atlantic
guys in
Ocean.
boot camp. It was funny. You join the Navy, you figure, well, you better learn how to swim, or you better know how to swim. When you go into boot camp and you go through your first swimming exercises, there's a few people that don't come back to your company with you because they wind up getting detached from your company. And the Navy always had a good sense of humor. They put them in a different company called the Rocks, okay? Because these people couldn't float. So, and they could stay in that company for, I think it was up to 11 weeks before they'd be discharged, you know, trying to remediate them to learn how to swim. Important thing, and when you're in the Navy, you should learn how to swim.
So how do you teach them how to swim?
Well, there's a lot of different techniques. I remember having to stand on a 10-meter board because I went from corpsman school, I went to air sea rescue training.
Stand on it?
I was standing on a 10-meter board looking down into this pool. And, you know, they're teaching you how to jump off because you have to jump out of the helicopter. And, you know, you cross your legs a certain way, grab your jewels, grab your mask. Okay. And when I got up on that board, I said, you know, to the chief petty officer standing there, I was like, Chief, I think I'm going to go become a surgical ward technician or something like that. This isn't for me. Apparently, I'm afraid of heights. And he told me to look down at the pool. That you see the petty officer standing alongside the pool has a big bamboo shaft that, you know, it's a 20-foot deep pool. But, you know, if you go in and you're having problems, he'll reach that pole down, you grab on, it'll pull you out with it, right?
No, thank you.
And I was like, yeah, I don't know. He goes, no, take a look. It's not that bad. And of course, when you take a look, the next thing you know, okay, you know, foot to ass and off the side you go.
Yeah.
And you don't land properly. I will tell you, I had a good size welt on half of my body for a week. As a result of that, you're disorientated, in pain, at the bottom of the pool, struggling, and then you see the glimmer of light and the bamboo shaft coming down. So you go to reach for it, and then the petty officer slams you in the chest with it a few times. And then eventually you float to the top and you do it again. At some point you lose your fear of that. How much worse can it get than that?
Throwing you a rope.
You're going uphill from there, man. You know. So
I thought he was throwing you a rope, trying to help you out.
See,
you thought
I
so.
would be discharged on that day because as soon as I got on land, I would be really, really upset. You wouldn't want to hear what I had to say.
No. Usually you don't have much to say because you got to get all the water out first. Okay.
Right. Yeah. They really don't care what you have
usually
to
you're
say.
much calmer by that point. Okay, because you know you just relived all your memories in life. Okay, so you're usually a lot calmer at that point. But the funny thing in boot camp is they teach you how to go into the pool. You take your pants off. Okay, you clip the two trouser leg openings, and then you splash water into the pants. Okay, and the white water actually is full of air, and it starts to inflate the pants, and you right away twist them, put them between your legs, and lay back.
Tom,
there you have to float for 30
I don't
minutes.
doubt that works if you're trying to sell that to someone who can't swim. No,
if you have to go over the side of a ship, okay, and you're in the middle of the ocean, and you didn't get a chance to put a Mae West, a life preserver on. You better hope something that's on you can keep you afloat. So that's the thing they do is they train you ad nauseum until.
What's up, Bob Casey? Okay? How are you, man?
You just do it naturally after a while. It becomes second nature.
So yeah, Tom.
Long time ago.
So check this out. NASA plans a test flight for Ingenuity prototype helicopter over Mars. NASA will attempt to fly Ingenuity for the first time early next month.
First time on the planet Mars.
Yeah. Well, the agency has planned this test flight for the 4-pound prototype helicopter no earlier than April 8th. Now, poor Ingenuity, she was strapped to the belly of Perseverance on its way to Mars, and they made a successful landing on the red planet on the 18th of February. Now, they plan to deploy Ingenuity in a 30-foot by 30-foot stretch of terrain.
They're inside a crater.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah, it's inside of a crater.
Yes.
And they plan to fly this thing 10 feet off the ground, they say, for about 30 seconds in this area. It's about 6 days with
it's a shakedown flight, yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder what they're gonna actually get out of that test. What kind of images they really gonna
well here's the big difference, right? So it's been flown on this planet. It's been flown in a vacuum chamber on this planet, but now you're getting up to Mars. You have an unpredictable wind situation. Right. You have very, very low density when it comes to atmosphere. And of course, you have less gravity. So the first thing they got to check is the gyros in the IMU, right? The accelerometers. See how, and they have to, those have to be calibrated. Well, the first thing they do is it gets released to the ground, and then the host will move off.
Well, that's what that's what's actually happening in the video here.
But what actually is happening is it's got to sit out there for a while because it's got to charge up. Okay?
Yes.
So it's soaking in the solar energy so it can be fully charged.
Well,
they'll run the test flights. Okay.
They claim the first one is just a hover test and then a maneuver.
It's hovering,
and then they land.
Yes, and again, it's to calibrate those things, the compass, the IMU, right? The accelerometers and the gyros have to adjust themselves to the atmospheric density and the gravity. So they'll do that, and then over time, those flights will get longer and longer, and they'll get into a more robust program with this.
Yes.
Which I don't know. On this planet, Herman, let me ask you. Well, you know what? It's deceiving because there are cameras below it. Okay. But let me ask you a question on this, and it might be a good segue for you. Do you need to be a survey engineer in order to map Mars with that device? Or?
That's a good question.
The
guy operating it, does that guy even have to be 107?
Well, you know what? I don't think the FAA prevails on the planet Mars. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned,
but I agree with you.
From what I understand, it's from
excuse me, I have to check
your
the
shoes is the FAA, right?
Well, I'm gonna say I think that's as uncontrolled an airspace as you can get. Okay. I don't think anybody can claim it yet.
But you may be right, because there's a gentleman who happens to be in North Carolina, a drone pilot. He's a 107 pilot. He's a photographer, Michael Jones. Happens to have some issue with some surveying companies, I guess, out there in North Carolina, and he has a lawsuit that is out now that he's getting some help from the
Institute of Justice.
From the Institute of Justice. Right. They're helping him with this lawsuit because he's been approached by surveying companies saying that the photographs and stuff that he is taking and the mapping images that he's doing and producing for these willing customers is their work, and it's that he's basically violating because he's surveying without a license.
So what he's doing is he's mapping, right? The guy's had a successful drone business.
Yes.
For several years. He is a 107.
For 5 years.
He does construction photography, right?
Which is the bulk of his work. He does it, and
Well, he morphed into that.
But he does put in his agreement or license or that he makes proposal that whatever you sign, that he does not do exact land surveying.
Well, right. He does not do property line validation,
even if
all of that.
Even if it is, he cannot make that claim because he isn't a licensed surveyor. So what his lawsuit's based on is the fact that the photographs and images he's taking is just for information, not for documentation for any legal boundaries. So it's basically actually the customer that's requesting it, these pictures. And that's what it's rough.
Well, what's also happening here is there's an attempt by the Society of Engineers, survey engineers in the state of North Carolina, to restrict the business opportunities of others. Okay, that's the reality.
For the right terminology.
But what it is they're somewhat violating his First Amendment right.
Well, yeah, because his information that he's collecting is just that. It's information. It's requested information. It's speech at the end of the day, right? That's how the Institute of Justice is pursuing it. The Society of Survey Engineers in the state of North Carolina is basically trying to impede trade. And they have not embraced this industry. So it would be one thing to say, hey, we're going to compete because not only can we do orthoscopic, orthomosaic mapping,
yes,
we can do LiDAR measurements, we can do property line validation, we can do because we're licensed. Okay, that's how you compete. You don't turn around and say, you can't drive a cab in the city because you don't have a medallion.
I read about this case.
Well, now
I'll give you the link.
You can't be restrictive in trade by doing that.
Well, I'm going to tell you why surveying and these industries are reluctant to adopt the whole thing is because when you start, especially amongst trade unions, now you start to eliminate manpower. And that is the one thing that a trade union cannot afford to promote is something that eliminates manpower.
Here you go, JSK.
Well, and here is how you deal with that, okay? If you're a machinist, a lathe operator, okay, and your industry is being taken over. Your industry is being taken over by NC equipment, okay, numerical control equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's a computerized lathe. You got to make choices in life, okay? Do I upgrade my skills? Okay? Because the old ways of doing things do go away.
Right.
You can kick and scream all you want, but unless you adapt and learn, you will be left behind.
Well, this is what it sounds.
And it's a fact of life, man. It's, and the trade unions have to, you're talking to a union member of many years. Trade unions have to adapt. They have to do what they're supposed to do, educate, train, and prepare you for what's next. Okay? So when the trade unions go, oh, we're going to fight this because it's going to kill it's going to cut down on our manpower, which of course, at the end of the day, Herman, that cuts down on dues collected. Okay? And that's where unions derive strength is by political pressure and dues.
Well, if you're not working, you're still required to pay your dues, but you're still your assessment from your 1% or however your union works doesn't come out.
Right.
So your funds are not being fed, nothing. Yeah, it's a whole lot of things that is not happening. But if you're not working, you're not working. And look at what happened with a lot of trade unions when they started to evolve. Like take carpenters, for instance. Carpenters started to specialize. Yeah. One guy now does fabric. One guy does sheetrock. One guy does furniture. Another guy does this. We as electricians never did that. Once we started doing that, that was the end. That was the beginning of the end. And I believe that because, like I was telling Lawrence this. Once I come in and put in the service and make all of the major connections, you don't need me no more. And you got a residential wiring guy that makes less than half of what I make.
Right.
To come in and do all of the connections inside because everything is done for him already. It's just like the phone company and the cable guy. When we put in we do a building or residence, it's all there given for him already. He just has to come and do his little connections. And thank you, ma'am. And he gets all of the glory.
Well, you know what? Look, at the end of the day, the key is things are going to change. Things are going to require a different skill set.
You guys
we have to learn how to adapt.
Excuse me for running back and forth, but I'm like in the middle of cooking dinner, so it's distracting. But I have to do it this way today, at least.
So you know, with this story, this gentleman right now is actually doing a countersuit.
Yes.
They sent him basically a cease and desist.
Mm-hmm.
They sent him something to put the fear of God in him, to say, hey, we're going to chase you down.
Works with a lot of other guys.
And it did work. He shut down that operation for a while. But you know, how sustainable is a profession to feed your family going to be if you're not working? So, you know, the Institute of Justice picked up his case pro bono, and they're fighting it on that it's a violation of his First Amendment rights. And it's also a violation of probably a multitude of
some other things,
local and state ordinances about antitrust and trade. But this is, you know, these are, we talked the other day about this, right? Setting precedent. How do you set precedent? This is how it happens. So, you know, he's going to be setting precedent.
Well, I hope it works out.
He never claimed to be a surveyor, a civil engineer. Never claimed to. You know,
and then
it's like
actually, it's funny because he was actually solicited by some of these companies to for these images.
Yeah,
so that's what makes it even stranger. Yeah. But you know, and they sent him what was the cease and desist.
Yes,
back in 2018. So I hope it works out for him because this will set a precedent. Because I watched it, and if any of you guys check it out, they're all over YouTube. These guys actually go around and do First Amendment audits.
Audit the audits.
Yeah, on the police department.
Police, they do it on public buildings.
Right. Because
I saw when they did in a post office.
Right. I've seen that. You can always catch someone telling you something that is not true about that.
If you want to read about this more, I actually have the complaint that was filed in United States District Court for the Eastern District of North Carolina. It's a PDF file, but this is the actual complaint that they are filing against them. If you want to read it in a little more detail, like I said, it's a PDF. I don't download PDFs. You can see it on the web page there. Each document and what they claim he's doing and etc.
Well, he's suing them.
Well, JSK had asked where he could read it in more detail, so I sent him a video of the guy, and this PDF should help out JSK also, and anyone else who wants to read the story, find out what they're bringing him up for.
Yeah, see what happens is when a big entity reaches out to you with a letter, a very formal letter, and says that if you continue what you're doing, they're going to bring a lawsuit against you. You know, it's intimidation, right? It's clearly intimidation because, look, if you're just a little mom and pop organization and some big corporate entity is going to sue you, you know, they have a cadre of lawyers, and you are going to have to go hire somebody. And those of us that have ever had to deal with a situation like that, that can be a life-changing event from a fiscal standpoint, because it could cost you anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 to hire a lawyer. And this isn't one of those accident cases where they're going to take it on consignment.
Right.
Then they're going to take the lion's share of your money when they win the case. No, they're going to
Yeah.
take your money before they even take the case. And
Yeah.
as
And
they take
they
the
need that
case,
money
it's
now.
going to keep costing you.
Yeah, as
Because
long
every
as it
time
goes
your
on.
lawyer farts, it's going to cost you another $100 bill. Okay, so that's
Paper,
why it's considered intimidation.
they have the most expensive paper in the country.
Yeah, but kudos to the Institute of Justice for taking on this case.
I wish him luck in this because it'll be interesting to see
Well,
what
it's
happens,
important for
because you know
everyone.
the states tend to mirror other states.
Right. That's why
Well,
it's important
it's
for everyone.
case law. Case
Right,
law.
right.
Out of this comes precedent, and out of precedent comes the fear that you
I
might
got
not
one
be
more
able to
trip.
defend the case because there's already precedent set. You know, so look, why don't we do this from his kitchen? Just saying, we could put a remote in the kitchen, okay, or a ladle remote, right? So as he goes into the pot, we get the bird's
It
eye.
would be easier to just move the computer to the kitchen.
By this point, yeah,
Yeah,
spin
but
that chair around.
this is important for everyone, because if it, like you said, case law, and if it happens to him, it can happen to the next guy.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And that's almost every one of these situations that we've talked about.
And everybody here, we are the
Situation,
next guy, by the way.
Louisiana, and the one,
Yeah.
even the case in Michigan with those gentlemen in the park. All of
Yeah,
those things,
yeah.
all of those things is very important for everyone.
Okay, I'm
Good,
back to
Lawrence?
good. Mission accomplished.
You good? Is
Yeah,
the
man.
food
You
finished?
sure? Because there's a
Yeah.
new show called Cooking with Those Guys on Thursday nights. I don't know
No,
if you heard about that
no.
one yet.
No, now you're starting to sound like Paul. You're creating shows. Paul has the power of suggestion.
You might
right?
be able to roll the computer into the kitchen.
No, thank you.
Spin cam. We said ladle cam. You can put like a GoPro naked on the end of a ladle spoon.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
But anyway, kudos to that gentleman who rescued that FPV drone, and hopefully good luck to this gentleman with this case, because like I mentioned, other states tend to mirror other states.
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina, wherever this is happening, there's usually neighboring states that are watching very closely.
Lawrence, can I tell you why I like this story so much? Not for the fact that of what happened and what the guy was doing, he's fighting back, but the fact that it's happening in North Carolina, where they're doing there in North Dakota, where all the drone testing is going on in the United States, and
but the survey engineers still have their heads up their asses.
And now
you would think one of them would say, "Let's get a drone," and we would cut him out right there. But they would rather
not doing the same work.
I know this, but
they have no interest. They have no interest in changing
someone
the ways
put in
they
the
do
chat.
it.
Someone put in the chat. It's like shipbuilders. They are no more. Shipbuilders are no more. Now they're putting ships together piece by piece using machinery, and spot welders from the inside and outside.
There's still plenty
modern
of people
tech.
that get sick with asbestos. Don't worry.
The
shipbuilding industry is still strong. Not as strong in this country as it is over in the European nations.
You ought to see them put together some of these ships.
Oh yeah.
Like I was looking at a video with the cruise ship.
Oh, sorry, Angie.
Wow.
Well, you look at them putting together, the Abraham Lincoln, or the Ronald Reagan, those aircraft carriers, man. Those are 10, 12-year programs, and just the amount of steel,
When I did the video on the Navy Yard, and I was looking up the information on the Navy Yard, and I was going through it, I did not want all the information that I found, but I was like, damn, the Navy Yard has a rich history.
Yeah.
You talking about Brooklyn Navy Yard?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my father was home ported on an aircraft carrier out of the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
Get out
That's
of
when
here.
aircraft carriers could fit under the Brooklyn Bridge. Okay.
That's true.
The USS Tarawa CV-40, and it was home ported out of the Brooklyn Navy
The
Yard.
amount of the amount of wars that Navy Yard serviced.
First off, I actually spent some time at Brooklyn Navy Yard when it was a Navy base.
Mhm.
I used to go and get, from
Hey, Mr.
disbursement. I
Crowley.
used to get my pay. I was working as a temporary. I was on a temporary assignment as a recruiter in Long Island City, Queens Plaza, for a few months, and I would have to go to the Navy Yard twice a month to get my pay. It was to pay out of cash back then.
Okay. And we actually did a story.
And not stones,
as well,
people.
Tom.
I know I'm old, but yeah,
we
it wasn't
actually
stones,
did a story also.
cash.
There is a drone security company.
Yeah,
in
out
Brooklyn
of the
Navy Yard.
well, we have our Marine unit we have our Marine headquarters out of the Brooklyn Navy Yard. The 343, one of the larger crafts, is out of.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about here, this is the Brooklyn Navy Yard right here, and it has been a part. It is still active and has been a part of American history.
It's still an active place, but it's no longer a Navy.
Right, it's no longer a military Navy Yard. They still refit ships there.
The military will still put ships there.
There's dry docks there. That's why
they do. Right,
it's not a naval base.
That's what I wanted to point out. Like, there's a ship here in dry dock.
I actually watched another one here in the Navy Yard.
Yeah.
When we were building Steiner Studios, I watched them strip down the ship and paint it while we were there building a building.
Yeah. So you mentioned Steiner Studios.
It's right there next door
there. The Navy Yard's one of the biggest production studios on the East Coast now.
Mm-hmm. They're planning to actually expand Steiner Studios.
Yeah. I mean, there's, B&H, the famous.
It's right behind it.
Store. Used to be. They moved, Herman.
Okay. They were right behind
They moved into Jersey. But there's a lot of stuff going on there.
They do
and probably one of the, and I don't know if I should say it, but probably one of the largest gold reserves is over there.
Okay.
Right on Kent Avenue there is one of the largest armored car. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a brewery.
There's a brewery there. There's you name it. It's in that Navy Yard now. So.
And then they turn
that's pumping a lot of money into that neighborhood. So that's good.
Yes, they are. They put a lot of money into it, but it's worth it. It's productive. And the story we did, I forget the stats, but there's over 100,000 people working in the Brooklyn Navy Yard now.
Oh, easily,
because it's active. And
well, you know what? The one thing I have to say about New York is the revitalization of the shorefront areas is pretty amazing. And if you look at all the greenway that's now being established along
the way they've done the entire coastline.
Yeah, but now transit is complaining because of.
There'll always be somebody complaining. But for those of you that don't know, a news story being carried. And by the way, guys, I still listen to Wynn's 1010 News when I'm out here on my radio.com app, right? Okay, John Montone and Win 1010 News. But it was a good story today about dolphins being spotted in the East River, playing over by Domino.
I saw
Domino Sugar Factory. Yeah,
which means the water is at prime.
It's much cleaner than it was.
Right, it's
cleaner, and there's something in there.
Definitely a lot cleaner. Yeah. Definitely a lot cleaner because dolphins at.
Well, the one thing is we've shut down most of the polluters along the waterways and turned those into parks. Okay.
Right, because they were sitting there, the garbage, and everybody would, just garbage and waste. And it was
New York waterways is some of the riskiest to dive into. Okay.
Yeah.
There's certain technology that's deployed now. Such as a device I think I've mentioned before called Emily. Mm-hmm. And, Emily's a rescue device you can fling into the water, and you can navigate her out to a victim, and a victim can grab onto her. while you effect the rescue. But Emily also has side scanning sonar. So when before you put divers in the water, you can throw Emily in, and Emily will map out what's below the water. Because think about it, all these
Hey, Johnny,
industries
Bellfire.
along the waterways with their intakes, the number of cars that are in there, the number of ships. People don't realize the number of ships that have sunk
Oh yeah.
in our waterways here. I mean, just that between the Triborough and the Hell's Gate Bridge, and the Hell's Gate Bridge was named after the Hell's Gate, which is a section that flows through Astoria, between Astoria and Randall's Island, a little
Hell's
island
Gate,
that
right
sits
under the
between, it sits between Manhattan and Queens.
And
And
it's funny,
those waterways, if you go stand along Shore Drive in Astoria Park,
never,
just
The
look
current
at the
is so
currents.
strong there.
never
The
smooth.
currents go in 20 different directions, unfortunately, all at the same time. So very, very dangerous waterways.
Well,
But,
if
New York has
I'm
dangerous waterways.
actually going to show it.
I saw a jet skier,
watching the thing
a jet skier get knocked
what
off
the
of
guy
his
was
jet
saying
ski.
on that
This is-
race.
Yeah.
This is where they're talking about.
Where
If
they
you guys
have
don't know,
swim
this
in the East River,
strip of water right here is so.
and he said if you swim in the East River or the Hudson River, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to end up down by the peninsula at the point.
Well, that was my
Manhattan.
point. I saw a jet skier lose the jet ski just
Yeah.
north of the Hell's Gate Bridge. And he was already down by the Astoria projects,
Mm-hmm.
which is almost a mile and a half in like no time flat.
I could
There was
believe it.
no way he was going to be able to reconnect with his,
With his jet
with
ski.
his craft, his watercraft.
Well, I see even large boats,
Get somebody to
depending
go
on the
get it.
flow of the water, Tom, going through there, having issues. It depends on the time of day that you can go through there,
Yeah.
as well as the
Well-
time of year when the water's rougher or not so
But it's
rough.
always rough over there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but there's also, you don't realize there's very thin passageways to get through there. So it's not just, you got this huge river that you think, oh, well, as long as I stay 20 feet off this shoreline and 20 feet off that shoreline,
Oh, no.
I should
But
do
you gotta
fine.
be
They have
No.
You have to
There's,
plot your course, Tom, because they have
there's
a
very,
series
very
of
narrow
boulders and rocks.
waterways over there.
There are giant boulders protruding from the water. And
No,
some
there's
just below the water.
debris underneath that will hook you up.
Yeah, there's
And,
some stuff underneath there.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff under these waters. You think what's underneath the ground is interesting. Oof.
You see what we're
In those
talking
two
about?
rivers, you'd be amazed what you see.
Surveyors have had a monopoly on for decades, and now technology is threatening.
Yeah, it's
It's
leaving them in
true.
the dust. Exactly. And they're not adapting. Okay. See, it's one thing if technology is starting to replace, okay, some of the ways you did things. So you
Right.
adapt your ways.
And if you
of
don't
doing
adapt,
things
you
to
will be left
leverage the
behind.
technology, right? You can leverage technology and maybe reap higher profits. But yeah, no, it's basically getting stuck in the past.
Tom,
We've always done it this way. Why are we going to change it? Because it's not efficient anymore. That's why you would have
I
to
was
change
thinking about something, Tom. I was looking at the Hell's Gate Bridge right here, and I happen to know there was a time we used to be able to fly here on Randall's Island, but now you need to apply for a permit.
No.
Is there any way you could find out where I have to go to apply? Because someone had gave Big Matt and I the information, and I have lost mine. I don't know if Matt still has his, but in order to fly on this island now, in Roosevelt,
That's a park.
on Randall's Island,
Mhm.
you
That's a
need a
park.
special permit to fly there.
That's
now.
a park.
Yeah.
That's right.
PARK.
You can
And
find
usually,
it
if you follow that with DEPT, you'll know who you have to contact.
But I will tell you this.
Parks
That
Department.
area right there where you're looking at,
Yeah.
that's going to be a no-go.
Yeah. LaGuardia has expanded their area. Yeah. Well, never mind.
That park period nowadays.
There's other things going on there, guys.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I know.
It's a great
isn't the
park to
fire-
ride a bike on, by the
Isn't
way.
the fireman training station on there as well? They train a
Firemen,
lot of
we haven't had
there?
firemen in years, dude. We have firefighters. Okay. You got to be, you can't be exclusive there. We have firefighters. Okay.
Tell 'em.
Not firemen.
Firefighters. I'm sorry.
Yes.
The New York City Fire Academy, one of the academies is located on Randall's Island. Yes.
Get it right.
And the other academy is located in Port Tottenham, Queens.
No, the reason why I said that's a no-go, because you got a 100-foot ceiling, and then off the shore, you're talking of going towards the airport, you're talking about zero. Going
it
into the
drops
South
off real
Bronx,
quick.
zero.
You can get permits. You have to file for them.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what you put on that permit could also impact whether you have to go to the mayor's office
I got
to file
40
for a
guys
film
flying
permit as
drones
well.
today.
So, but I'll tell you, that's a great island to ride a bike on.
Yeah.
They've really done a wonderful job on that park.
You got
Icon Stadium is on that park. So,
Con Edison,
They also have an 18-hole,
Rikers.
it's small, but an 18-hole 3-par golf course there. The only problem is it's so extremely crowded. You might not enjoy yourself.
You know that,
But-
right, Lawrence?
What's that?
With you having a clear shot to Con Ed and Rikers from that park, when you put in that permit,
yeah, not Rikers, but you got two
bunch of
Con Ed
guys-
plants right there. Yeah,
got a bunch of guys flying drones,
not a good idea.
and that with that police boat patrolling right through there, that's
Mhm.
going real well.
Trolling the waterways.
Best
That's
place to
so-
fly over there is Rainy Park.
Now, what I didn't
Yeah,
understand was,
I agree,
but someone did get a permit to, because there was a guy did a video over on Brother Island,
Mhm.
and he did use a drone in that video. So
Brothers Island is controlled by the Parks Department.
right, but he had to have some.
He had to go to
over there.
He had to get
Yeah,
a
you just
permit
can't go
from
there
the
and
Parks
fly.
Department, and
Right,
he had to get a film permit from the
Mhm.
mayor's office of film and production.
right, because I would have went over there with
And then you'll need a bond. You'll need an insurance bond,
I don't went over there
certificate
with
of
some
insurance.
guys with some heavy machinery, because that place looked like it's like something's over there. Mm-mm.
You say you're not going at.
I'm not going over there. No, have you ever seen it on the map?
Oh, Brother Island.
Yes.
Let me
And
look
go-
at it right now.
Yeah, it's not a place. Well,
And if you
don't be
get to
there when it
see any
gets dark.
videos of it,
North Brother Island, South Brother Island.
either one, it don't matter. You
Oh
shouldn't be there.
yes. I remember this. I do remember this.
Well,
Oh, wow.
just pan over a little and show them first off.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you don't
all of
fly
the
from there.
all the industrial stuff over here. Yeah.
No,
would make
go
sense.
the other way.
Which way? This way?
Show them what Rikers Island looks like.
Oh, here.
It's right
This is a
there.
prison.
It's right there.
Yeah, this
Right
is
there.
a prison, Rikers Island prison, this entire island right here, with the one bridge on, one bridge off. Then you have North Brother Island right here and South Brother Island.
Both of those
They
islands
have
are
a police
patrolled
boat
by
that patrols there.
no Department of
Very
Corrections patrols there.
Who?
Department of Corrections. That police
Oh,
boat is
that's
a department.
Department of
That's a
Corrections.
Department of Corrections police boat. Yeah,
Get out of here.
yeah. They patrol that whole waterway right there.
Okay. So
The harbor unit for PD comes out of College Point.
and then if you go south, LaGuardia
Right there.
Airport is right here.
Well, zoom out a little. There it is. It's right there. You talk
Yeah.
about you can almost throw a stone.
Now you see that runway there, Lawrence?
This one. It's this one here.
The other one.
This one here, the longest one.
They banked that turn hard. Coming
Yes,
out.
Well, Herman.
Yes,
Yeah.
to get away from the island.
You can see the ball fields on Randall's Island. Zoom out a little.
Yeah,
Okay.
right
You
here.
can still see the ball fields. Yeah.
Yes,
Up
Yes,
over-
on the left.
Yeah.
the left side right there.
I'm moving my mouse like you can see.
Now, also, there is a power plant here as well.
It's called
right
Big
here.
Alice.
Yes,
Now you see where your close relation to your park is? Your park is at the top left corner.
right. Yeah. That's definitely forgettable. Forget about
Yeah.
that.
They're not letting you do that. That dried up when we did all of those.
You have an
Also,
airport, a
the-
prison,
those
and
restrictions.
a power plant right there. Which, if you guys remember last year, that power plant was lighting up the sky. One of theirs, they were having an issue where something was arcing and causing a blue spark.
Oh
Blue.
no, they had a major fire over there. No, it wasn't just some arcing. They had a major fire.
North Carolina has strict drone rules, but you have to pass a state test in addition to your Part 107.
Okay. Well, he
Interesting.
has his
You learn something
107
new
this
every day.
This guy was legit across the board.
Yeah.
So there was no issue there. This was just a major entity going after a little guy.
Yeah, that's all that was. He was legit. He had his
trying to protect their territory,
own business, everything. Good, doing his work. They just wanted to harass him. They wanted to stop. Because
where is Stevie? What state is Stevie in these days? Anybody see Stevie?
These days, he was supposed to be back in New York.
He was supposed to came on tonight, but he's probably still touring the country.
Somebody said they wanted Stevie to adopt him, right? Okay. No, I just want to be the feeble grandfather in the corner that just mumbles. Just take me with you everywhere.
Listen, just give me a drone controller and I'll be happy. You can go away for hours. As long as I got batteries, I'm good.
That's right, Eddie. You're traveling soon, Eddie. Eddie's going to DR, baby. Eddie, what drones are you taking with you? I was just going to say drone, but I know better. What drones are you taking?
I know he's taking at least one FPV.
I think he's taking the DJI FPV. You know, it arrived.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I don't know. Yeah, what's up with that, Eddie? Well, what are you taking with you to the Dominican Republic when you go? I know one of them is definitely an FPV bird. So, and one of them is the Mavic Pro.
Oh, Eddie.
Mavic 2 Pro.
4 drones, 2 cameras, and a change of underwear.
Yeah, right.
Except he's traveling with his wife, so there'll be a lot more luggage. Okay.
This is true.
He's gonna put his stuff in with hers.
And all
non-battery operated stuff. Yeah. Mavic 2 Pro and the DJI FPV.
Okay.
You can't use those goggles to fly the.
That's all. Oh, okay. That's all you need then.
Yep.
But I did find out something.
Hey, smart controller, Eddie. Smart controller.
I did find out something about DJI FPV bird. You can fly the DJI FPV bird with the goggles, and they actually have a dongle that you can put on the side of the goggles that will allow you to use an analog receiver. So you can fly digital and analog. I just found this out the other day.
But that's only good for you guys that want to bother with analog. I have no desire.
Well, there's certain stuff you can do with analog that you can't do with DJI, and there's certain stuff you can
do
with
stuff
DJI
I can do with this hand
analog.
that I haven't gotten proficient with this hand yet, but doesn't mean I want to. Okay.
Eddie says I have tech. Who needs clothes? I have tech.
Right.
Yeah.
His wife comes with the clothes.
And think about it. It's going to be hot down there anyway. All you need is a couple of pair of shorts, a couple of T-shirts, and some underwear, and you're good. The rest is drone equipment, man.
You don't have to tell me,
I could. And 3 batteries.
My carry-on is only electronics.
Gotta carry cameras. You gotta carry the camera. Gotta carry
my think tank airport.
It says the Mavic 2 Pro DJI, 3 batteries for each drone, and a Canon 1DX Mark III.
Eddie, you only have 3 batteries for each drone? Come on now. Oh my God, I'm so disappointed.
The computer.
Eddie's another one who accessorizes to the hilt.
Have you ordered yours yet, Tom?
Which, my extra batteries?
Yeah.
I have them already, dude. I got 5 batteries.
Tom,
I got 5 batteries. I got a fat strap. Okay.
That's why the knapsack for your drone is always good, because you can always put a change of underwear in the knapsack with the drone.
No, dude. I got one on wheels. Okay. It's got wheels. Forget the knapsack. Knapsack you have to carry. The wheels I have to push. That's all.
Listen, well, I've already.
It's got wheels, baby.
I've already told the wife that I would like to do some traveling this summer.
Going to be buried in a drone cage.
We were restricted last year to traveling, so we're going to take a few weekend vacations. Sporadically. It's just get in the car and go. If we wind up in Philadelphia or Delaware or someplace like that.
He's got 15 batteries for the MP. Hey, Eddie, we got Eddie and I got to do some weekend trips also. We probably go up, do Rhode Island, maybe even go up to Mass.
What? Hey, Eddie, really quick. What area was that you were flying in a video you released this morning? Because I didn't recognize any of that area. And the reason I was asking, because it looked like a great place to fly FPV and camera drones as well. And he released a video this morning and he was talking, it's his Eddie, by the way, is 6 months. Congratulations, 6 months in the flying FPV. And we have seen your advancements. I appreciate you making that video because I think a lot of people need to do it while they're transitioning. And
Eddie dove in head first, man.
Yeah,
almost got me hook, line, and sinker too. Okay, he's been, you talk about
Herman don't
gateway
give out
drug.
wrenches unless you live in New York. Drone Shot says.
Listen.
We did have a stipulation where in order to get a wrench, you had to come on the live.
You see that, Lawrence? Chris wants you to come down to Maryland. Jackson, RC. Come on down to Maryland.
That's not a far ride either.
Come on down to Maryland, the most expensive toll roads in the country.
But what I have to do is plan it as a family
most
trip.
Expensive toll roads in the country.
I plan it as a family trip, and then when we get down there, give the girls some money to go hang out, and then I can go fly. That's the way it would have to be. Okay, Eddie.
So you can make that happen then.
Yeah, that's doable. It's very doable. I told you we're looking to do some traveling. I'm not in New York.
I thought that was one tour. Okay, that makes sense.
You know what?
Where that was.
Night Train, stop it.
You see, he's instigating. But
yeah.
Wait, okay, never mind. Never mind. But Chris, I would love to go to Maryland because I haven't been there in over 20 years.
Damn, you've been.
I last time I was there, wow, I did have a lot of fun. But those, as Herman would say, I was on tour back then.
Oh, okay. My bad.
That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. That's all. And
we're definitely going upstate.
I was not married. I was on tour.
He was on tour.
Yes.
There's a whole set of reservoirs upstate, which are great to shoot.
What?
Make the trip up to the Finger Lakes. I mean, if you're going to go someplace in the spring, especially this spring, Lawrence, the Finger Lakes are going to be awesome because they got good snowfall up there this past winter. And that means it's the highest density of waterfalls in the United States. You can hit,
you know what?
In a matter of 2 days, you can hit 14, 15 waterfalls up there.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
And you're talking about those waterfalls are going to be raging this spring because there was good snowfall. Okay. Definitely bring up some ND filters. If you got a still camera, definitely get yourself a high-powered ND filter to shoot those creamy waterfall shots. But those long exposure shots, but great place up there. And if you're going up there, I would suggest staying in place I've stayed twice now is a Residence Inn in Horsehead, New York. Okay. So that puts me right in the center of a whole slew
of everything, right? Dead center of everything.
Yeah. The longest was maybe a 40-minute ride to a waterfall, but that was my first. And then from there, it was just, 10 minutes to the next one, 15 to the next, and just hopscotching around. But some great spots and some spots right off of the road. You just hear the water and you pull the car over and you'd be amazed at what you see. Plus you got Catskill Falls upstate. You got, that whole Hunter Mountain region during the spring is really nice.
Okay. You see what Matt put, Herman?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, exactly.
He found the sweet spot at a Phantom 4 Pro. There you go.
All right.
Oh, Phantom 4 Pro. That's a 4. It's designated as a Zenmuse 4S camera. Okay. I remember when I was first looking to get a more professional camera drone. I was going for the Inspire,
Okay.
but I wasn't yet prepared to drop as much change as I wanted on the 5S camera.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And because I was going to go with a 4S, luckily my friend said to me, why bother paying all that money for an Inspire when you can get a Phantom 4 Pro with the same camera in it?
And that's what sold you.
And it sold me, and it was true. What a Phantom 4 Pro is still an amazing camera. Still a winner.
That's why it's
I
not going anywhere.
I must agree. What's my past?
But you know what? I found this other one here, Lawrence and Tom. There's the A2Z is making its first residential drone delivery with Drone Up. The A2Z delivery drone delivery company is using the RDS-1 drone to delivery system. They're going to be working. No, it actually was used once before, and I remember I did a story on this, or I covered an article that was on this, where they used it on with the campaign for the Coca-Cola, the fusion, and when they did the fusion with the Coca-Cola and coffee.
Yeah.
They used that drone to make their first delivery to people in Coffee County, Georgia. Yeah. That was where that story went, where they used Coca-Cola used them as the drone delivery system to deliver to residents of Coffee County, Georgia.
Apropos.
Yeah, that was just a little funny little story there. But
there's a video of it here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, this is basically how they do their delivery. They're using the same system that Flirty, I told you, had the patent on with the cable system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, licensed.
Yeah, and it drops down, and this thing hits the brakes a few feet before the ground, and it slows down.
Here we go. Oh, shit.
Boop.
Damn, hold on. I got to play that back. If there was scrambled eggs, if there were eggs, they're scrambled now. Look at this. Hold on. Look at the repeat. Okay, it does slow down, but I mean, wow, that was abrupt. I guess they're not.
It touches down on the ground
and then release. The system releases.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, they've made their first delivery with this. All
right. Okay.
What I want to know is, will my fries get there still hot? That's all.
You know what? I've always thought that when people talked about doing drone delivery and using it for delivering food and stuff like that,
yeah.
Why I find that not to be a good idea is that
birds,
one, and two, being that it's up there where the air may be a little cooler and the wind is moving a little faster, and this
packaging. It's packaging. It's all about packaging.
Okay?
But
you know what?
All I know is I'd feel better about a drone delivering my fries.
Yeah.
Okay, then the Uber Eats guy delivering my fries because they always come. I
agree. 10,000.
Okay.
The problem with all of those things is packaging, and the better the packaging, the worse the food. Okay. For instance, my sister likes to go over to this one place. You've heard BBQs. We have it here in the city.
Yeah, BBQs.
Okay. They have these wings. Chain. They have these wings that they sell, and they put it in this bucket, and then they cover the bucket. Now, by the time you get home, now here's my theory on that. I can always rewarm wings, right? But I can't fix soggy when it's something that's supposed to be crispy.
That's true.
You can't fix soggy. So the better the container,
packaging properly.
But the better the container, the soggy.
It's not a good container, though. No. See, that's where you're wrong. They did not engineer a good container.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's true, because if you don't want your fries or that soggy, they have to punch holes into it.
That doesn't work.
Punch holes into it.
No.
That doesn't work. Because that container I'm telling you about has holes in the top.
True.
Yeah,
that doesn't work.
What they do now is you'll see these food containers, especially like for fries, lined with almost like a foil.
Mhm.
So they put the fries in while they're still cooking and they continue to cook. Okay. But there's only a few places doing that right now. Just like we're out here and my friend just loves In-N-Out Burger. I've never found them to be anything special, but he made me give him a pledge that this time I would give In-N-Out Burger a fair shake while I'm out here. Okay. I go online only to find out there's secret ways to order In-N-Out Burger. Okay. Like you can get the fries done differently than they normally provide them, which is the true aficionado way of getting the In-N-Out fries.
But you're out there by
fried.
Fat Burger.
Huh? Not Fat Burger. No.
We got Fat Burger out there by you.
We got Fat Burger's usually in the casinos. It's in food courts. Fat Burger. And like Green Valley, it's in quite a few of them. We have White Castle out here now, too.
Uh-oh.
There's 2 White Castles. One up in the old Vegas area on Fremont Street, and another one right on the Strip. But they put mayo on. It doesn't come with ketchup. It comes with mayo. Okay? So
Unacceptable.
Well, different. Just like McDonald's out here comes with ketchup and mustard on them. You know, order a quarter pounder and you bite into it and you go, "What the? Oh, it's that yellow shit."
Not
Burger King. Burger King. I know they did that way upstate New York with the mustard and the mustard and ketchup on the burgers.
You're just killing my
ketchup on the burger.
You're just killing it for me. You're killing it for me with all of that.
You know what? We got a place out here called Eggworks. So
Eggworks.
Grandma's Biscuits and Gravy.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Two nice big biscuits, that good old sausage pepper gravy down home cooking, right? And then these Diablo fries, which are little like got a little bit of heat to them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's a 1 meal day.
Diablo doesn't sound like a little bit of heat though.
You know, look, it's measured out nicely with the, with the sausage gravy. So, hey, listen, Matt,
it's a 1 meal day.
It's a 1 meal. That's a 1 meal day, dude. Okay, just saying. Hey, Matt,
That's
White
funny.
Castles is the best high colonic you can have, dude. Okay.
Listen, you know what my boy
you want to clean out your system once a month.
You're not supposed to have remnants though.
Tom, I have a friend that calls White
there's
Castle.
nothing left after that, dude. Come on.
Hey Tom, I have a friend that
All
calls
of the White Castle.
White Castle colon blow.
What happened, Lawrence? You struggling there?
No, I said I have a friend that calls White Castle colon blow.
Do you remember? But wait. Do you remember one of their advertising things was sliders?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I remember.
Yes, they slid in and slid right the F out, right? But tell me there's anything better after closing a bar, okay? But White Castle's at 4:30.
Tom, many a nights in my Disco Danny days, we stopped and had White Castle.
Rockaway Boulevard, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right there.
I think the best White Castles today in the Queens area. I know there's one up on Webster that used to be a spot used to hit. Because when I worked midnights up in the South Bronx back in the 80s, White Castle was definitely a spot to hit. That would keep you going all night long and drive your partner crazy, man. You'd be outgassing the whole time. But I think the best one today, Queens Boulevard by Queens Center Mall.
Oh, I haven't been in so long.
Funny about that? I coach with a guy who has the strategic map for the White Castles, and he swears by the one in Staten Island.
It might be a good one, yeah. It's got to be.
There's one on,
they do have some of the best wait staff going. Honestly, they're always friendly, well mannered, and they're actually probably better paid than most of the other like McDonald's and the rest of them. So the White Castles actually does good by their employees. But White Castles, man. I remember, now this is going way back. And for the kids in the room, this won't make any sense to you, but my dad used to bring us to White Castles every Thursday. Mom didn't go. Dad would always bring her back a few singles, right? But a few single burgers, but we would go there. And then as I got older, I realized why Dad never had a problem taking us there. They had car hops back then in roller skates. Okay.
Oh, so he didn't mind. He didn't mind checking out the.
He didn't mind the floor show. Yeah, he didn't mind the floor show at all.
That's understandable.
And they used to hang it on your window. Okay.
Remember the old Ford Galaxy
and the Ford Falcon, and they'd hang it on your window. Nothing better, man. Come on. White Castles, you Jonesing for them now.
What I found out about White Castles was it's not a franchise.
No, it's wholly owned.
One person owns the entire thing. This woman, it was handed down from generation to generation to her, from I guess from her father, from the grandfather, whatever, down to her.
Yeah.
It's the oldest hamburger restaurant in the United States.
Wow.
Fast food restaurant in the United States.
And like I said, they treat their employees pretty well. I mean, you know.
Hey, Art, what's up, man?
Yeah, White Castles.
Hey, Artco.
So you know, we've gone from being a drone show to rating hamburgers, but if we're going to do that, we might as well do it. So then the others in the mix are Smash Burger. Okay.
All right, but their fries are not so good.
No, you know what's good? The haystack onions are good.
Yes.
The haystack onions are very good.
You get that on your burger?
Yeah, put those on the burger on a pretzel roll.
Okay.
Okay. That's good. Shake Shack. What can you say? Okay, it's a different kind of meat.
You know what though? But the problem I have with Shake Shack is that they got their hand in your pocket from the door.
Dude. You got to realize something.
Them and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Shake Shack is an experience. Okay. Yes, you're going to pay for it. Okay. You got to reach around. You're going to pay for it. It's happening. Okay.
You're going to pay is an understatement.
Yeah, you're going to pay for it.
You want a happy ending after a massage? You're going to pay for it. It's just a fact of life. Okay.
Never mind.
He said you want a happy ending.
No, we went to a place out here.
I'm done for the day.
We went to a place out here called Burger IM. Okay. And this place makes a burger out of it's almost like what do we have back by us? Their burger. Their burger, you can get an ostrich burger, a buffalo burger, a bison, you know, whatever it is. Yeah, this place had gyro burgers. They had aged beef burgers.
I'm good.
They had filet mignon burgers. They had chicken burgers. They had crab cakes, but they call them burgers.
Filet mignon burger might be good.
There's nothing good about it, man. You just apply it topically to your chest, okay? Nothing good about it, dude. Going down, it tastes wonderful. But, you know, your cholesterol just shot up by fucking 4.
You don't eat it all the time?
No, I know. Everything in moderation, right? Everything in moderation.
You have one now and you get one next week.
Yeah, and the other thing I find out here that, you know, you New York guys can relate with me on. My supermarket back home is Stop and Shop, and it looks like it just went through an apocalyptic war, okay? They always stock the shelves just through the height of the rush hour shopping area, time, okay? They don't let you take the cart out into the parking lot because they're afraid you're going to steal it. So there are 500 carts just in the entryway, and you can't even navigate through those. Mm-hmm. And if you put together a menu that you're going to shop off of, right? You're guaranteed at Stop and Shop for them to be missing at least one essential ingredient that you needed. Okay. Now I come out here and we walk into a place like Albertsons or Bonds, and I hear angels sing when the door's open.
That's what they want.
And the air is fragranced. Okay. You can smell baked goods. There's a fishmonger. The butcher's actually a butcher in the union. I mean, and there are, you talk about, I didn't know Del Giorno made that many different pizzas. Okay. So, this is, I just don't understand it. I don't understand.
A lot of that is based upon the people who shop in the store. And like with the Del Giorno pizzas, that guy's not going to buy all of those pizzas because the people who shop there don't buy all of those pizzas when he did that the first time.
Right.
The demographics, they research all of that nonsense.
Dude, they sell top shelf liquor.
The fishmonger, you talking about
Okay.
the supermarket? All right, we have that in a lot of supermarkets. Depending on the supermarket you might go to,
You might not want for fish. Yeah, no.
Because you can't.
I'm talking
you can't
about
see those worms, but
but top shelf liquor.
well,
Okay,
it depends on the place.
the beer selection in Albertsons is better than my local beer distributor in Queens. Okay,
Interesting.
there's not.
Because
I didn't know Blue Moon made three different orange peel wheat beers.
But
I didn't know
beer
it.
distributor in your Queens area, what is he going to sell? Heineken. He's going to sell
Bud and Corona.
He's going to sell Corona,
Skunky
Bud,
beer,
and Modelo, and that's it.
Yeah, but
and
look, sometimes I shop.
After that.
Sometimes I shop in the snooty section of Williamsburg. Okay, we know where I'm talking about, Bedford Avenue. Okay, they sell every beer under the sun. They don't even have as many beers as my local Albertsons.
20 years ago, the only thing to buy over there would have been a rock.
Oh yeah, but no. Now you can't afford to eat over on Bedford Avenue. Okay.
There you go, Big Matt. Hennessy.
Dude. Every Hennessy's dangerous. Okay.
I don't see.
Know.
It's for that. It's because
I treated. I'll tell you. This
Hennessy,
is a good one,
the
I think I stole this
all on the same shelf.
From Stevie. Was I don't know how many patients I've treated in a jail cell where the first thing they say is, well, the last thing I remember is having some Hennessy. Okay, so
it's for that reason I don't drink dark liqueurs anymore.
You know what? I can tell you a funny story about that. I'll tell you a funny story about the Hennessy. I had a guy that I coached, just one young man, nice kid, and let's just say his family was at the game sipping on some Hennessy. And before the game started, they approached me and I said, "Uh-oh, I see cups with brown juice in it." Okay. So I talked with them because his mother wanted to know why was he pacing back and forth on the side over there. I'm like, I don't know. No one did anything to him. He's all right. He's just getting his head right before the game. So halftime, they approached me, and the bottle is on lean. They were having a good time through the first half, and they're like, "Well, why isn't he getting more playing time?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I had to explain that to them." After the game was over and there were no more cups, I did not want to have any more conversation with them. The bottle was done, the cups were empty, and I had to get out of there.
Definitely not. Well, our favorite used to be, after playing ice hockey, our favorite used to be a shot of B&B and a nice cold beer. Okay. Mm-hmm. The B&B gave you that little bit of rush of warmth, and then the beer.
Oh, we got this New York City high school football. They got it going on in the stands.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, in hockey too, we used to, it was great. When I was reffing at Chelsea Piers, and a buddy of mine played for the Jersey Devils, and went over to Europe, and he played several years over in Europe, Danny Dorian. And Danny became the director of hockey operations at Chelsea Piers. So he used to throw me some reffing. I was a USA certified coach and ref official. So I used to do some games over there. And what was nice about the setup there, and you'd appreciate this, Herman, is the players' benches were on the other side of the arena, separated from the bleachers. Okay. So that the parents couldn't come and bother you. Okay. Unlike at some of the other places I played, the bleachers were right behind behind us.
The team, right?
Right behind the glass on the benches. And it was a nightmare. Every parent living vicariously through their kid, wanted me to give them some time on a line shift. Okay. And you had very little time managing the kids and trying to manage the parents at the same time. And then worrying about what parent is going to go over the boards at a ref or something. Okay. But, Yeah, interesting times, that's for sure.
You know what?
And there was a point where we banned any alcohol. And there were a few places like Sports Plus out on Long Island. You couldn't because they had a bar in the damn place. Okay. But most places you weren't allowed to bring alcohol in.
Right.
Especially hockey, man. You don't need the
I've
extra.
been to the championship five times straight. We won 2 of them. Now, we almost positive that we were going to take the one that we didn't get to play last year, but I still get coaching from the other side of the fence.
Oh yeah, constantly.
I'm like, constantly. Okay, no problem.
It was funny because I used to hold skating clinics during the summer for the little ones, right? Mm-hmm. For the 4-year-olds and up, 4 to 6-year-olds, teach them how to skate because it, like anything else. If you learn how to skate, then you can learn how to play hockey. If you don't learn how to skate, you're not going to learn how to play hockey. So we used to start off and run the clinics all the time. But on my junior team, which is 11 to 13-year-olds, and Herman, yourself, the height disparity at those ages. I mean, it was like night and day. Yeah, 11-year-old is like less than 4 feet tall. Meanwhile, you got a 13-year-old that's already hitting 6 feet.
Right, and wearing a size 14.
What was funny was we had sent this kid out on a line, and one of my assistant coaches just looked over at me and said, "Something's wrong with that," and I don't want to mention the kid's name, but and I look over and at first I couldn't figure it out, and then we call him back to the bench, change his line out. We had always given this kid a hard time because he never tightened his boots, his skates enough. So the problem with that is your ankles can really take a hit. And we gave the kid lace tighteners and everything to use. And right, I look down, kid's got skates on the wrong feet.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So we're like, hey, you gotta, okay, here's what, but coach, they're tight. Yeah. I know they're tight, but they're on the wrong feet. Okay, you're going in 2 different directions.
They're even tighter on the wrong feet.
Oh man. And his mother walked over to the fence, right? And she's like, "What's going? Oh my God, you're just an embarrassment to the whole family," she goes. And I'm like, It's okay. Don't worry. No, it's not. I didn't want the kid called out, but the mother's like, "I have to disown you." Okay, how many times? I even wrote R and L on you, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness!"
Wow.
But
yeah, that's bad.
She might have to write on his feet or on his socks.
I don't know about you, but coaching kids was a blast.
Stitch it on his socks.
I've never laughed harder than I've
Oh yeah, because you'll look at a situation, and even though sometimes their ideas are a little off the wall, they will always come with a different perspective on something.
Oh yeah. It's called left field. Yeah. They're always coming from left field, right? Yeah, exactly.
They were always like really. Like one day when I first started doing it, I actually went home and I'm like, damn, you must have had your parents.
You're traumatized sometimes.
You had them scared.
I had just started dating my wife, and she knew me from coaching a lot of kids hockey. She knew me from playing hockey too. And she said, "Oh, you want to go out to eat Tuesday night?" And I was like, "Well, I got a championship game Tuesday night." She says, "You playing?" I said, "No, I'm actually coaching." And it was an outdoor rink. We were playing inline hockey. And so she came, and she was sitting up in the bleachers. I didn't see it till the first intermission. I waved over, and she said, "Oh, these kids are great." And I'm like, I looked at her like, "Yeah, okay." They weren't kids. They were 18 and over. Okay. It was my men's unlimited league I was coaching. So one of my players takes a hit. One of my defensemen takes a pretty good significant hit into the boards. And I see he grabs his chest. So right away I call his line off. I replace his line, and he comes over and he's holding his chest. And I'm like, "You okay?" He goes, No, coach, I'm okay. And his line mate turns turns to him and goes, "Why don't you tell the coach what we did?" And he goes, "What do you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean what you did?" Earlier that afternoon, first off, we're playing in a championship, okay? Notch qualifying championship to go on to travel team championships up in Toronto, right? He got his nipple pierced.
Wow. And he's playing hockey.
We're talking about hockey, dude. We're talking hockey, okay? This isn't baseball, okay, where I might have a collision at second base.
Right.
No, I know I'm going into the board. So do you know what he does? He goes, "Oh, you asshole, you told the coach," and punches his line mate in the chest. Guess who went with him to get?
Wow.
Okay. The other one. And I'm going, you can't make this shit up.
Heckle and Jekyll, right?
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now we get off at the end of the game. We had won that game, and then we had a follow-up game that Thursday. We get off. We had no locker rooms there. So I go over to the bride, and I'm talking to her, and she's looking around me like, what the heck is going on? Holy those aren't kids. Because the guys get out from the bench. Herman, everything's coming off, man. You just got done playing 3 periods of hockey. I ain't wearing that shit. That stuff's coming off. I'm throwing sweats on. Okay. So now we went out to eat and all. She says, "When's the next game?" I said, "Well, we're playing Thursday, same place." She says, "Okay." Well, Thursday, she shows up with half a dozen girlfriends. Okay.
Mhm.
At the end of the game, they got dollars out, and they're flinging dollars at this point because the guys are getting stripping down. But yeah, we went to Toronto that year. It was a fun year.
All right, it's
I think
that
we didn't
time.
get deported.
It is about that time. You know that the one thing about hockey, working at the Barclays Center, that was very hard to in the beginning to get used to when you're working and they're practicing, because they have this thing where I don't know if it's like they practice this is something that they want to do. I know it's practice, but they take shots into the net, like free shots. You'll be surprised how many of these things from we saw going further and further back start creaming into the glass while you're working. And you'll be standing right there like, bang, right off the glass.
Yeah, it'll jar you, man. Look, you gotta pay it when you go to a hockey game to watch hockey, okay? You gotta pay attention. Because unless you're behind the boards, you can get hit by a puck. I don't care if you're up in the nose.
Oh, it flies. It'll fly up there too. Okay. It'll shoot up there over
We've had pucks make it all the way up to row in with no problem. Okay?
Yeah, I've seen them flip over the wall into the seats while I was working.
Yeah. And that glass breaks occasionally too, man. Okay.
Well, not just that. I knew it was serious.
Good thing it shatters.
I knew it
was
doesn't
serious,
break, Tom, when I found out that they freeze the pucks.
Yeah, of course. The pucks, the pucks are kept frozen.
Yeah, I had no idea.
A warm puck bounces. Okay. A frozen puck lays flat.
Right, and slides around.
On a better surface than anything you've ever skated on.
Do you understand, though, that at these arenas, Barclay, Madison Square Garden, the ice is down all year round. Basketball court's on top of the ice.
Except for the Barclays Center.
Well, remember, Barclay was built primarily. Barclay, by the way, is one of the worst places to see hockey.
Yeah, it is. Okay? It's terrible.
Especially if you're sitting behind the promo car.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like it's not built for hockey. And that was a mistake on their part. It really was a mistake on their part.
You're watching, Diane.
Okay.
Well, it's that time, and it's time for us to go.
Oh, one last thing. I went to Herman. Get this. I went to go look up because Las Vegas Knights are in first place. They're top of the league, basically, most points, and they're an amazing team. Mm-hmm. So we went to go look up and see if we could get a couple of tickets. And they're allowing 50% occupancy now, right? Mm-hmm. So we went to look at tickets. Dude, even in the nosebleed section, $325 a ticket, Herman.
Wow.
$325 for a ticket. That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper on TV. Plus, for those of you that don't know, hockey's a difficult game to follow on TV. It's so much easier to follow hockey in the arena because you can actually watch how the play sets up behind and all that, the strategy that's employed. Remember Fox used to have that tracer on the puck, Herman?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good thing. I don't know why they did away with that. So you would see the puck moving on the screen. At least you could follow it on TV, because everybody, that isn't into hockey system. I can't watch hockey on TV, and I tend to agree with it. I can watch hockey on TV, but yeah, you got to know the game.
Yeah.
Thanks, Welsh Rob.
Time to get out
Welsh
of here,
Rob,
guys.
good to see you, bro.
Hey, Welsh Rob, what's up, man? I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you very much. We had a nice show tonight. Couple of good topics. Nice night. You guys in the chat,
to the big
stay tuned.
100.
Stay tuned as we get close. I'm gonna find that one thing for the FPV drone that somebody could use. I'll find it.
What? A neck strap to hold the remote. I think that's
too obvious, but I'll find something. Don't worry about it. I'll find something. 3 things I want to give away on the 100 show. But I'd like to thank all you guys in the chat. For without you, none of this would be possible.
Agreed.
And like I always say, and I'll see you next time on Phantom Flight 101 with those guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.